Merry Christmas! I watched Die Hard. Yeah, I had Christmas dinner with a bunch of friends. I was the only person in the room who had never seen Die Hard, so we put it on. Meanwhile, friends of the friends I was with were watching Die Hard the same time we were, and people on my Facebook feed were also watching it. Not much of a coincidence considering it's a popular Christmas movie. Or is it a movie that takes place at Christmas time? It's a Christmas movie. I count it. I definitely do. That was fun. Not much of a coincidence, but still surrounded by Die Hard fans of Die Hard. Anyways, great action movie, tons of fun. I had actually seen this movie done in Dexter's Lab when I was a little kid. Dexter's Lab parodied this movie a lot. So that was a ton of fun to see where these actual scenes came from, and I wasn't familiar with all the twists and the catchphrases, so it was a whole new experience. It was a lot of fun. Plus there was some really cool action. The action was great. There was some really intense moments, and I liked it was shot in a really nice way. I really liked the cinematography. It was really stylized, but it also, the visual storytelling I found very, very strong in this. Now it's a simple story, and once you get the ball rolling, it gets rolling, and it's not one of those movies where you really gotta wait. It's not like a horror movie where it builds up an atmosphere. It sets up the story, and then the rest of it is holly jolly action. That's fun. Tons of fun. Yes, apparently this is the movie that really made Bruce Willis a household name, and this was Alan Rickman's first movie, which I didn't know about. Funny thing is, for years I'd been hearing that a lot of women I knew had crushes on Alan Rickman. I thought, really? Did not get it. Seeing him young, okay, young Alan Rickman I get. He was a lot of fun in this movie. He was really, I wasn't really buying his German accent, but I was buying him as the villain, as this terrorist leader. And of course it ultimately comes down to money. I felt like there was a sense of realism to this. For example, John McClane, he was a cop, he was somewhat skilled, but he's getting busted up as the movie goes, and he's getting hurt, he's getting tired, and you see the strain on his body, but he still keeps going. I do love his wit. I love his charm and charisma. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! He's a ton of fun. He's definitely has that cowboy thing going on, this witty outlaw. Even though he's a cop, he's on the side of the law. But he's clearly doing what he thinks is right. So that was just fun to watch. It was genuinely suspenseful too, like when he's going through the vents, and when Hans finally figures out who he is, or that moment where they confront each other and he tells Hans who he is, then has that double reversal, then he shows he knows all along what's going on. That's pretty great. You feel like this is a realistic character. You feel like he's smart, but you don't feel like he's overpowered. You don't feel like, okay, this is someone who's doing it with no effort. You feel the suspense. You feel the action. You feel every single moment of it. At least I do. I'm sure a lot of other people do. You know what? It's awesome. You know, screw what anyone else thinks. This is fun. My friends actually made fun of me because you had the smug jerk character in the office. One of the hostages who's trying to negotiate with Hans Gruber. And I hated this guy. I was actually very, very excited for his death. And my friends made fun of me for that. So I hated this smug guy because he reminded me of this type of person I really can't stand. And I thought, oh, God, no. I felt like this character just wanted to make his dick feel a little bigger, and he annoyed me to no end. I was so excited when he died. Oh, that character's annoying. The guy who's trying to hit on John McClane's wife, who's like, I gave her a token of our appreciation. It's a Rolex. Pretentious bastard. Watching his death was very satisfying. Kind of like, and I got mocked for that, but it's fiction. In fiction, you can have your bloodlust. In real life, it's a lot more concerning. Granted, I felt the same way about Joffrey's death in Game of Thrones. I haven't seen too much of Game of Thrones. I know the big scenes, so I do feel a sense of bloodlust when assholes in fiction died. Joffrey's one of them. This guy was one of them. As you can tell, the horror movie deaths, I feel the same way. Sometimes I like... In Carrie, the prom scene in Carrie, I enjoy that to no end. Fictional bloodlust, yes. So yeah. Die Hard. It's great. Such a fun film, and it's another one I feel like I could watch. I like the story and I like the suspense, but I'm really interested in the shots and the angles and the cinematography, because I find it really does tell the story, and I find you see the way objects like the detonators and the guns, how they're framed, you see McClane using what's around him to put these traps together to survive. And the objects are framed very, very well. You see them very clearly beforehand. It doesn't go by too fast. It's not a one frame freeze frame bonus. It's one of these, you clearly see these objects, like he's hidden a gun behind this wall when he confronts Hans. A funny thing is, kind of funny that it's Die Hard and Frozen both have a bad guy named Hans. I find that funny. And then the other, when McClane is, you see later he tapes a gun to his back, and you see the tape right before that, and even as somebody who doesn't pick up on twists very easily, I was getting the foreshadowing very, very clearly. So really like the visual storytelling. I thought that's a really strong point here. It was a fun film. You get it right away. You know what kind of a story it is. And the rest of it is just having fun on this ride. So, yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.